Hey, yo, Red.
What up, man?
Remember the record?
Nah, man. I'm out.
I don't remember. Wait a minute. No. Do you remember the record Dead Body Disposal by Necro?
Oh. Yeah, it's alright.
Hey, see, it's getting scary out there. Halloween's right around the corner, kids.
Yeah, man. No, that's a great fucking record. Yeah. I remember it.
Okay. What's up, Cornerstoners? My name is Johnny Warbucks, and I'm here with Coalition of Cop Red. And welcome to our 26th installment to Remember the Record. Today we are talking about the cult classic, Dead Body Disposal, which was first released back on November 13th, 2001. This is one of our latest, latest records.
Remember the record.
It's still, think about it, 23 years old, right?
Yeah, because we had 82 lives?
I know we were old school.
Yeah.
But before we talk about any of that, we do need to do a little housekeeping over here to give them even more reasons to keep trying to steal our podcast money and give y'all a couple of quick shout outs. Starting off with our promotions. Please follow us on @Remember the Record on Instagram. Leave comments out there or on our other social media pages and have your comments and questions read on future shows.
Thank you for giving us your input, man. It's always felt really happily over here, man. Thank you for the engagement, because I always love having these conversations.
We've been having awesome comments, man. I mean, the last episode there was a ton of really good ones, man. We got some insight here too as well, but we'll get to that in a second. Follow Remember the Record podcast on your favorite streaming platform. All right, we need help seeing more followers, comments, ratings, and reviews on the streaming platforms, y'all. So please, if you're enjoying the content and you want to hear more of it, please follow us and show us that love, man. Follow the Rappers Corner podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, all that joint. So right now, as the time of this recording, we get back to back with the Brother Lynch Hung one. So story stays the same.
We're on the whole tip right now of the whole Halloween horrorcore. So of course, from Brother Lynch we move into Necro, which we talked about in Brother Lynch. How there's Necro.
We're gonna take it to that other place.
Yeah. So we're happy to get down on this record, man, because it is a graphic record. It's the most graphic record I've ever heard in my life.
It's the most graphic record we've ever done on the show.
Yeah.
100%. I'd wager this one gets pretty. It's probably you're probably right.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of really fun, messed up stuff. But this one is like, hey man, I think you've.
Brother Lynch Hung.
He's eating.
Right.
He's eating people.
Like he wants to. No, but the thing is, it's like there's a different
and Immortal Technique. He goes there too,
but there's still difference. There's differences.
Yeah, this
is a little too.
This is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's past.
Look. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a couple of shout outs. Had some cats. We asked y'all to recite some comments for us. Before, Necro is an underground artist, right?
Yeah.
And I know I'll put out my information probably pretty much back to the Brother Lynch Hung thing. So maybe my algorithms were a little messed up. Maybe this is not. Yeah. Hey, but here's what I will say. We received a comment back when we announced the message, right? And I had received a message from Duke Booty's widow wife, which was really, really cool, right? But and her statement was kind of interesting. She was talking about how deep and heavy and important that record was, right? And then was asking if we were infringing anything, and I didn't understand her question because we're a podcast talking about a record we like, right? And so I was like, oh no, yeah, we do all this stuff. We show love and all this stuff. And then her response to all of that was in all caps, she angry. Has there been any copyright infringement on your behalf? And it was really weird. I'm I don't understand. And so my next response was really breaking down the fact that this is a podcast, this isn't a recording. We're not using a sample of the beat. We're not we're not stealing it. We are literally giving our flowers to that squad in that time of hip hop and why the message is so important, right? And once I gave her the explanation, she had this to say: "Thanks for the explanation. That I appreciate. All praise and credit due to Duke Booty, aka Edward G. Fletcher. That's her husband, her deceased husband, R.I.P. Duke Booty. Thank you for your, thank you, yeah, for at least 3/4 of lyrics and 99% of music." Because Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five didn't even want to do the record, which is something we talked about. Yeah. Sylvia Robinson had to convince the group to do so. So I was really thankful that she confirmed that information that we dug up. You know what I mean? I know that for certain. Props to, she says, I know that for certain. Like, she was there. You know what I mean? Props to Melly Mel for what he did contribute. He nor they never reached out. Listen to this, man. He nor they never reached out in any manner after Duke's death. None from that group even gave sympathy card or remarks. All they do is take credit for intellectual property they did not create. Now, this is not, remember the record. I mean, this is maybe gossip, and it's important to say what it is. But this is Rosita Fletcher. This is, Duke Booty's wife, and she feels some type of way.
Yeah.
And if this is true, damn, that's kind of fucking.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
You know what I mean? I'd love to hear like some of your thoughts on this in the comments. Reach out to us, man, because are we treading on certain waters, sharing these messages? But this was in response on Remember the Record, Instagram, public. Everybody can read it, and it's a hot thing. I mean. One, we didn't RIP Duke Booty. I didn't realize he had passed away. And so for that, I mean, the first thing I think that we need to correct from that episode is, RIP Duke Booty.
Yeah, most up.
We talked at great lengths, broke down his entire verse. Like, we love what this man gave us with the message, right? In that album. So I think that's important. But two, man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This is kind of cold.
Yeah, I mean, who would have known? You know what I mean? Like,
drama.
But that's the business,
I mean, how many times do we talk about these famous groups and like how tragic it is when they break up?
See, the way I see it, man. And again, I've said this before, and it's not. If you are an MC, and you have boys that are MCs, you shouldn't be surprised by this. When you're in a room with your boys and you got the mic in front of you, you're in that vibe, you're in that moment. I got this bar, and then your boy's like, I got this other bar, and let's combine those bars, and now you have a fucking thing. And then you have a whole verse, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's bound to happen, right? And for me and my squad, I speak for myself here, like, because there were some people in our squad who were very picky with their names being and their credit being, and everybody should, but if like me and him, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if like he's on my stuff and he never pays me. I don't, it's the same thing. Like, he doesn't care. There's none of that.
I don't need to like.
There's no
featuring Johnny Warbucks. No. Like, I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but if not, I'm not diving in.
And then like with Sabah, like, and this is what we do. We help each other out with our verses or lyrics or song, like
concepts,
concepts, everything. So it's like, at the end of the day, I think it really, if you're in the business of making money off of this, then that should be on your head. That should be your prerogative. If you're in the just doing it because you want to do it because you love doing it, I feel like there's two different schools of thought here. So I don't know what happened between them.
But, yeah, we don't know.
But at the same time, it's like, I feel like as a rapper, I can understand being in the same room, being like, yo, there's 20 people on this verse, but I'm the one who's recording it. And like, for me, if it was vice versa, like, I wouldn't, if you're the one recording it, I'm like, I spit a bar and I wrote a bar, I'm like, give me my half a quarter because it's, this percentage of this bar. Like, but if you're signed, this is what happens. So, you have these two different perspectives. And it just sucks. And we've been there. We've been there with a couple friends where it's like, God, they don't want to make music, or we don't want to. We just broke because
it's always about some politics or money or some bullshit.
And it's like you didn't come in this thinking of it that way. Now, like
now you this guy,
and you're not even this guy.
Then you're not even this guy.
You still want money.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, look, I'm not here to boast myself, man, but I got like 70 songs and shit on my fucking iTunes and all that shit, and like. The other people got maybe like 14 songs, and for them it matters. For me, it doesn't matter. So it's just two different schools of thought.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't matter how many songs at the end of the day. It's how you think, right? So
and what your prerogative, what your plan, what is your mission?
Yeah,
at the end of the day, right? Are you trying to make good music? Are you trying to make a product that you're gonna like eat off the table?
Right. I mean, in that sense, then yes. But if it's just you and the boys at the studio, you know, on a Friday night, and you record some dope shit and you put it out, I feel like I'd be thankful. You know, I don't care. It's just it's out there. It's doing its thing. So
it's an interesting thing. And Rosita, really, I appreciate. One, we were able to like square this away because I was like
heart beating.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, these are people I've idolized my whole life. Like, what have I done to like jeopardize like anything with that? You know, the message changed our lives.
Yeah.
And so it's like important to protect.
You don't want to be the one person,
right? And the whole thing that we did is supposed to be this great thing that we're spreading love and the word, and we're bringing it back up, and hopefully people after hearing the show went and re-listened to that, check the album out, go see a live show for the surviving members. Like we hope that that's what happens from this.
But you know what? I will say this. Okay, this makes sense now to me because Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5, Cool Herc, right? When we went to go see Cool Herc, there was a big move on him not getting the credits he deserved and him not getting a retirement he deserved.
Agreed, yeah.
And, you know, I hear like Nas is now retiring, being able to like create a fund to retire old school rappers, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're talking different times. Right, where it was the 80s, it was rough, rugged, and raw, man. Now you're talking about corporations. So, yeah, man, I thank you for your input, especially you, out of everybody else. And then, you know, thank you for accepting our apology if there was any misunderstanding, getting that thing cleared. We love everybody, including you, in the whole process of making this song. So at the end of the day, thank you and thank everybody that was in the studio that day.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
However it came to be.
But you know, for us,
thank you for the song,
for all the hip hop
and the genre shifting
for all the
energy that it did.
From all the hip hop heads, thank you to everybody.
Absolutely. So you know, let's that's something to break down and dissect.
Yeah.
We have from the Johnny Warbucks TikTok, Ren1, RENONE _312, right? Ren1 312. Underground legend. Necro has a catalog of ill bangers.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
The cat is a vicious beat maker.
It is what it is.
And he brings the psychological energy to everything he does.
It's definitely puts you somewhere else. It ain't no bitter.
Oh my God, we're gonna bring why until the end of 2024. This is it, dude. I think he's on one of the records we're doing in December.
Which one?
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We're gonna have to have a conversation.
We're gonna have
CEO. Yo, let's go ahead and break down the record Dead Body Disposal by Necro. Ron Raphael Brownstein, born June 7th, 1976 in Brooklyn.
He definitely has got this Brooklyn way of talking.
Oh, yeah. If you hear him in interviews, he's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's Brooklyn. Recorded in 2000, all right? There is no single release, okay? But because the singles from the album were Morbid, with the B-side being Empty the Clip, and Bury You with Satan with the B-side World Gone Mad, all right? So Dead Body Disposal is, however, the only song from the album to receive a music video.
Interesting. And it's like the one song you would not
expect. I don't know, man. There's a couple records where I go, yeah, I probably wouldn't make a good
video. I guess out of all the records. No, that's hard. Just watch the record. Listen to the record.
I think Barry, you were saying to make a good music video, like there's a way to make that like a full Necro. But how does it do?
I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
Depends on the channel.
Yeah. It does depend on the channel.
Depends on the platform.
The streaming site.
The streaming site. All right. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, we're like old school here. Depends on the cable box.
It depends on what black box it is. All right. So first album appearance is Glory Days. All right, November 13th, 2001. This is the first time I ever heard Necro for sure. Recorded at Fast Forward Studios, which when I looked into this, it's in Melbourne, Florida. No, Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, that's what it said.
Melbourne, Australia. And
Wait, so you
and I confirmed that Necro's Glory Days is released through Fast Forward Studios. They have to have a New York City branch because
they have to because I don't see like going all the way to Australia.
Not this guy.
No.
It doesn't make I really don't see in recording this particular album.
Yeah, no.
What, you just needed the environment change? Yeah, I don't. So I'm assuming that there's some sort of.
Hello to all our Australian homies, and especially that one chick.
Yeah,
you know who you are.
Yeah.
Sonic, man.
Yeah, Glocks.
Thank you, Glocks, for being on our songs and music, man. So
yeah, she's fire. She's fire. And my gamer homie Elise.
There you go.
What up?
There you go.
Yo, love our Australian friends.
Worldwide recognition.
Yes. The label released on Psycho Plus Logical, right? Necro's independent label, founded in 1999, New York City. Acts Nonfiction, Mr. Hyde, Q Unique from the Arsonist song with him.
Did Nonfiction derive from Necro?
Yeah, they're all homies, man.
No, but I'm saying
which came first?
Yeah, did Necro help them come out because it's his label?
I believe so. I mean, The Future Is Now is a psychological record.
If you guys know, let us know because
I'm assuming they all came up together. Uncle Howie and all that.
Yeah, I'm assuming too, but I'm saying somebody had to be the guy.
The guy.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle Howie was.
But I mean,
drugs.
But who owns
drugs
the record label?
It's Necro's label.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously, I don't know. If you guys know, let us know because I mean, Nonfiction. It's out there. It's not no underground thing. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying because they started working with Premiere, all the little cats, and then
Everlast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Coco Nostra.
All that stuff. So they're not. I mean, if you know hip hop, you know Nonfiction.
Nonfiction's dope. Shout out to Nonfiction.
Fucking
that whole album.
But Sabak Red also.
Oh yeah, his solo joint
associated with his family too, and whatchamacallit, man? Yeah, what's his name?
Vortex.
Esencia.
Vinny Paz.
Yeah, Vinny Paz.
Oh yeah, well Vinny and Ill Bill. Heavy Metal Kings, right?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's cool. If Necro brought these heads out, I gotta give Necro his props.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know.
And I've heard production credits and records where he did a record for Jizza. He did a record for Raekwon. He's done some stuff, man.
Nonfiction's got some beats.
Yeah. And those are Necro beats, man.
Yeah, man. So
absolutely. So check it out. So it's produced by Necro, written by Necro. Song is 5 minutes and 43 seconds long. Sample?
It's very informative. 5 minutes.
It's a lot of information. We're gonna get into all of it here in a second. Samples, man. So there's this the main beat, right? It's super dope. It's the sped up and raised pitch sample of Francis Lay's Melissa from the 1977 Belitis original soundtrack. Belitis, I don't know what that is. It's a movie, a play. Belitis?
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's French or something.
Belitis. That's
right. I heard the record. It's dope. You know, it gives me like Art of Noise kind of vibes, right? Like it's like slow and like it's, I don't know, it's dope. I rock with it. But so also, this is more obvious when Necro raps like, "Let's talk about death, baby, the mutilation of the flesh. Do you see?" Yeah, right.
All the good things and the bad things.
Hacking up your meat. Let's talk about death. Yeah, it's so good, so good. It's so dark. Messed up, man. So that's obviously a reinterpretation of Salt and Pepper's. My phone auto-corrected Pepper to Pepe. Salt and Pepe.
Look, and I'll be honest with you, man. I had Spinderella.
Oh yeah,
Spinderella.
No doubt, man. But I'm just saying, man. And Salt.
All of them, but Spinderella was like my girl.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, push it.
Push it good. Real good. Let's talk about sex. Yo, yeah, so obviously, shout out to Salt and Pepper, but like, yeah, that's what that shoot.
Right.
Oh man, I like the voodoo that you do so well. Hell, make a point one shoot. All right, so the audio samples during the intro, the bridges, the outro, all these different little speeches, they come from that 2000 cult classic Guy Ritchie directed action film Snatch.
Okay, it's interesting because
Snatch is a dope movie.
I haven't seen the movie. He's trying to put me on, and
Lock, Stock, Smoking Barrels.
I love British shit, but like, it's funny because like now I hear, I guess on TikTok, it's now like there's a dialogue from that movie that's trending.
No surprise.
And I hear the voice. I'm like, it's the same fucking, like, what is this?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting Snatch.
Yeah, we gotta watch Snatch, man. If we haven't seen it together, we kind of messed up.
We all messed up in the head.
Man,
Pins in my balls and I'm fucking in my head.
Kalishnikov red lyrics over here. Spider-Man. Yo, I think I got like bit by a spider.
That's what's up.
Man, Halloween, let's go, man. Let's spread the poison.
That's what's up.
All right. So, certifications, there are none. Charts, didn't place. No, this one wasn't popular with the with the machine. The machine did not like this.
Really Spider-Man over here.
Really bothering me here, guys. I don't know, man. I get some little thing, but it's like pussing up and stuff, man. Gross. Gross, man. This is a live recording.
Let's burn it.
Ow!
There you go.
It did nothing.
Now it's clean.
Ow, it hurts. All right, so the album is considered Necro's.
This guy literally put his hand on fire, like for no reason. I'm like, and he did it.
I mean, it's a Halloween episode. We gotta burn it down. That's right. Johnny Lantern. Johnny Lantern over here. All right, so for the side notes, the album is considered
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. Oh!
Sorry.
Not any damn thing changed.
Wait.
The album is considered Necro's quickest selling release at the time. The song Circle of Tyrants is later used as the name for the supergroup consisting of Mr. Hyde,
good group.
Gore-Tex, Ill Bill from Nonfiction.
Good group, but not as good as
Captain Carnage didn't make the cut.
Not as good as Woo with me and Mariah.
Go back, like babies and pacifiers. Oh, they're down the line, man. It's been a minute, man. Yo, but I will say this: you want some Wu-Tang, like Gravediggers, like obviously,
yeah, right? Man, yeah.
Obviously, that's if it's Halloween season, like that's one. Check out GZA's record. GZA got a record called Cinema.
Ooh,
that's a Halloween record.
Yo, check it out.
That's a hot record.
That's one of the smart records.
Yeah.
Check it out. There was another one like that, but I think it's called Zoo.
Yeah, Zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Animal Planet.
Yeah, Animal Planet. That's what it is. Animal Planet. Forget about it. That guy's a genius. Just,
and then that movie joint too, like right, like he does a lot of dope stuff. Man. Shout out to GZA. We rock with GZA hard. So I want to talk a little bit. Should we talk about the lyrics themselves, or like just like our the overall like a general synopsis before we get into any breakdowns or the music video? Or
I'll get down with the general synopsis, right?
Yeah.
So
off the album Gory Days, Necro has a style.
Okay, this guy put me on the Necro.
Yeah, I rock with Necro. Necro's dope.
Necro's dope. And I will say this. Necro, I like 2 of his songs, really, but 3 of his songs really like a lot.
Like a lot.
I like other songs here and there, whatever, but the 2-3 songs, and it's so minimal, right? But it kind of like, they're so impactful, they're so like drastic, they're so extreme, and like, again, an inspiration to my dark side. Necro is just out there. Like Bushwick Bill is good too, but
it's
Necro
almost
is
satirical, comical, but this
Necro
is maniacal.
is
like
out there, like
he's sick. He's a sick fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, 90% of the art on his albums is necrophilia. You know what I mean? Necro, his name is Necro. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not going to tell you. But like, and
he personifies that character.
Yeah, and like, I don't know about
his online content.
I don't know about now, but back in the day, I went to his website. I used to go to his website, and because at the time, we were all really into this kind of stuff, right? But they would have like
just actual gore.
No, yeah, it would have like an unearthed corpse in its casket, and like the process of deterioration, like week 1, week 2, week 3, and it was the picture of the same corpse, and I'm like, damn. You know what I mean?
Like just like real black internet.
Yeah,
dark
it wasn't like in some doctor's office. It was like on the grass.
Yeah.
In his casket.
Yeah.
And like the hole right next to
it. Yeah.
And it was a lot of that type of like picture, like decomposition and that kind of imagery. It's like you kind of have to have a strong stomach to really get into Necro. I have a friend who really hates Necro because it's too much.
He's an intense artist.
I like him because he's too much, but as the same as like his flow is good. His flow is very like
multisyllabic,
and
aggressive.
Smooth. It's like connecting. It's multisyllabic, aggressive, but it's connecting. So it's like he'll go into the next line like. So here's your bar, right? You'll usually stop here. And then you start here, your next bar, right? This is the ending line.
He's traveling, right?
He'll go through and then connect this word with that word and then just go through into all the bars. And it would just be like one whole thing, you know?
And there's also like this use of punching in that he does too. Like he'll do those long dragged out lines and end it by being like, you were gonna.
Yeah.
And like, he clearly had to like, from that, light it up for the next part so that it'll meet the bar, and you'll hear like while he's like you're a goner,
like
that next word is like kind of over top of it, and he carries it over so that it's just this like onslaught of bars.
Yeah, because you're breath control, but I mean the way he does it though, it sounds good.
It's a production thing.
It sounds good.
Yeah, he has breath control for sure. It's not that he's cheating. No. It's stylistically the thing he's doing.
It's like that. Like, look, man. Bone and Spice One, including myself, including Johnny Boys, like I'm not gonna speak for them, but I'll speak for myself. Like I punched them here and there in my lifetime. The
older I get, I punch in a lot, man.
Actually, for me,
but back in the day, I would do entire tracks.
See, the older I get,
breath, man.
I don't punch in. The older I get, it used to be back in the day for me. Like,
but you sharpened it.
Well,
I've been on vacation.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not gonna. I personally don't like doing it.
Oh, I don't like doing it because I think that it changes the way you like when you're doing a straight up spit from beginning to end. It's and honestly, you can hear that with Necro. Like take Bury You with Satan, right?
Yeah.
Like each bar, like he'll have a different pitch or energy coming into because he's starting and stopping and starting and stopping.
And that's the thing. It's like,
and it works for the record.
You can do it, and like I said, I've done it before. I try to keep it as smooth as possible. So like if like the last word would be like if the last part would be like I'm killing the people writing the evil stuck in medieval time, right? So I'm like in my head I'm like stuck in medieval times writing these lines So
I'm recording over top of it. I mean, you erasing whichever one, but I'm overlapping it so that I carry into it.
And I think it has to do a lot with you're right, with the production, the post, producing and everything, the moving and cutting. Because I've heard some that are just like,
And Necro, as a producer, like, has a little bit more of an understanding to certain things. Like, at one point in one record, he says, like, euthanasia, death stranger than the sound of a flanger. And when he says the sound of a and when he says flanger, you hear the beat, use one. And, like, only because we've done that stuff, we know, but not everybody's going to know what that means. And I just love the fact that when he says it, you hear a flanger get introduced to the beat, and it's really dope.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so overall, this song.
What's the song about?
That's what I was gonna say.
Dead body disposal.
It's literally talking about step by step on how to get rid of a dead body, and ain't like scary, but everything he's saying sounds like it
legit.
Would work.
It would work, right? Yeah, like I'm obviously
like I look. There's part of me that's like I just want to do it just to see if it'll work, because like what he's saying makes perfect sense and how he's saying it, and it's like. Use the arms like levers to the body, make the blood spurt down, like hang them upside down.
Work them like pumps.
Yeah, work them like pumps. Like, and then like don't forget to hide anything that connects you, because even the mafia hit like slips. And, so it's
he's like always use cash and fake IDs and have nothing that like connects you to you.
Yeah, and it's like use like
it's twisted. I like you're listening to the record. You're like,
You use black.
If I ever need to do it, you never know.
Black trash bags, but don't do it in the summer because the stench. Like
if you have to do it, like take the pieces and cut them up and then stick them in the freezer.
Yeah, and
it helps to soften the stench.
It's like if you're gonna like put them in the ocean, make sure that you go like to the middle of the ocean.
You got to make sure you weigh them down because the current will just drag them up to the top.
So all these things that people are like, all right, I'm just gonna like bury him. You know what I mean? It makes you certain.
He's like, no. After a certain amount of time, the flesh decay and that stench is unbearable, right?
Like something's ass.
2001, no less. When is it gonna stop?
I know, right? But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, horrorcore once again that's the whole thing.
They don't care. They'll just go for it.
It's shocking.
Yeah, they'll go for it.
I mean, dude, there's some really messed up records. Like he's got this one joint called "Light My Fire," which is
a great record.
It's a great record. It's a fucked up record.
Yeah.
It's an offensive and insulting and like chauvinistic.
Suck my dick.
Fuck suck my dick. He's literally describing making women.
Yeah. Well, we already know. That's what I'm saying.
It's really this is gonna be a tough episode because like Necro just goes far beyond anything, and it's like this is either hyper offensive or it's hilarious or it's just shocking.
It's both.
And I think it's all of those things.
But at the same time,
like a horror movie.
At the same time, though, like it pushes people away, and this is where
and he doesn't back down. If you watch like his comment sections on his social media, this dude has opinions, and if you don't, he's not he does not do any song and dance.
Yeah.
His opinion is his, and either you're like, yeah, dude, you're an idiot, and I don't mess with you. He'll be like, good fucking riddance. Yeah. He does not care.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, but now, so we go into the album, right? Like, so
Glory Days.
So, I have one thing to say about like a criticism for Necro.
Shout out to Necro. We love Necro, but listen, we're also music heads and we love music and we have opinions.
So remember how earlier I was telling you about the bars and the lines and how like it goes into the next bar and the next bar and the next line, like the parameters, right?
The parameters,
right? So I feel like because he does this in a way so mechanically, right? Like
engineered.
Yeah, it's the same flow for this whole album.
You feel like you turn on one song,
you hear every song.
You've heard them all.
Yeah. Now,
I have a lot of people say that like about acts like Mystical.
Well, there's a lot of people
that people like. Look, as a feature, he's bomb, but like I can't do a whole album of him because it's just too much of the same.
Scenario is mine. I can't do Busta. But he's awesome on Scenario.
Busta's awesome, but you can't do a full album of Busta.
Right? And same with Tech 9. I can't do
You say that, but Chino XL though.
Chino XL is hard. It's hard to do a full album of him. I'll do him because like he's that's where there's the balance.
There is a balance.
Where you're like, okay, he's lyrical genius, so he could be a cappella and I'll still bump his shit. You know, I'd rather him be a cappella than bump his shit like that. But I'm just saying, with Necro though, it's like, I mean, he does speak on some ill shit, and it's fun to listen to, and it's fun to learn. But like, it still doesn't make the balance of the same sound throughout the whole.
When people argue,
but hold on. Now, Necro on the features, becomes different with the different sound. He
exactly like that whole shit that we were just saying, like
he adapts. And stuff. I feel like he adapts to the music, but on like the album, he doesn't adapt. He's like rapping on top of the beat. He's not rapping
with the synchronicity, the harmony.
So even when he does harmonize, it's still like a little off, because it's like like he goes, I don't know, it's like directly from the rap into the harmonization, and it's like it's still a little bit, you're just like, all right, like I still can't get down with this, because even though he changes up, because obviously he's harmonizing, but it still kind of has that same ending kind of feel, like the same sound. So
the rhyming where he's bleeding through the line, and he has that dragged out ending with a punch followed. And the thing is, though, is that like a cat like Necro is a cat like Too Short.
Yeah.
Too Short has an entire album. Mm-hmm. He's rapping about
bitch.
Bitch. He's pimping.
Yeah.
And so like Necro, he's Necro.
But look, I can't. There's a lot of albums that are just like that. You know, MC8, Gangster. Spice One, same type of thing.
Well, and would think about like a Cypress Hill, right?
Yeah, but see now Cypress
they're versatile.
Versatile,
because they're keeping it on this like,
but the sound
hip hop hippie thing, but they also are doing like some social, political. They're doing club dance. They're doing the hardcore,
even like a love song. You know what I mean? Like,
So it's there's more to it. Whereas like Necro stays directly in the necrophilia.
Yeah,
zone, right?
Because he, even like Method Man, right? Like you listen to his album, you can be like, this song is this song is that, this song is this song is that, and everyone's different. There's certain rappers and
Necro's rapping about death, and
because even even 3 6 Mafia, right? Like I will know, but that's the thing. I'll go through every album of 3 6 Mafia and be like, yeah, it's
satisfying.
It's satisfying because there's the balance of just different flows, different bobbing of the heads. You know, you have this, and then you have like this, and then you have like a whole bunch of. But Necro, it's always like. You know, which isn't bad, but it's always like the same thing.
I love it. Like, just like your emotions and the vibe that you're giving.
Yeah.
I can totally understand exactly what you're talking about. This is funny. You didn't have to say it. For those who are watching this on the YouTube, like rewind this part right here and just follow that, because, like, I hear you.
What I was moving my head. I was moving my head with different speeds.
Different tempos, but also it was just like the face and like how you were like laying your body out. Like, I mean, the whole thing was a vibe. I was like, word.
You were listening to the song.
I totally could hear the record and like what the attitude of the song was. This is really good. That was genius.
Because, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Kalashnikov Red, everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have a good balance.
I hear what you're saying, though. Like, he just does the one... Yeah. Bop.
It's not a good balance. That's what it is.
No disrespect to Necro. We love Necro, and I think that a lot of us will sit there and say, hey, I love this artist. I think this album's a classic, but classics have like different tiers, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll call Gory Days a classic.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Gory Days is a classic.
Yeah, I think
there are records I will skip on this record. Yeah. Personally, just while I'm listening to it, because it's a lot of the same thing.
But it's funny because I was literally about to mention LL Cool J and how versatile he is and so on and so forth. But then like Necro has, I need drugs.
I know, I need drugs
instead of I need love. You know what I mean?
And that's the other thing about Necro. He's a parody rapper.
Yeah.
Not everything, I mean, then again, we were just listening to The Godfathers, and he just did like his version of "Hot Time, Summer in the City."
And then like there's the other song, and then there was "Light My Fire."
"Light My Fire," all hotties. Nobody beats the biz.
Even in the song where the
Dead Body Disposal. He totally does the Salt and Pepper. Let's talk about sex. And I think
there's a lot of that throughout.
He does that in almost every record.
Yeah.
In almost every record, he does a piece of something else that he. But again, I think that you can do that and make it dope. Like, think about like.
I mean, no, I'm not going. I do that. You know.
I definitely do that.
Like, we both do that. But it's.
He's an extremist by every sense of the word. He's excessive by every sense of the word.
But at the same time,
with everything that he does,
the mind behind these beats, the mind behind these lyrics, is what fascinates me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How can you because the entire album, Gory Days is a great name for this, man. Because it's a parody, it's gory, and from Necro. Every single song is either ultra violent, ultra perverted, ultra dark, and twisted. And Dead Body Disposal in particular has to be one of the craziest things I've ever heard, because you're like, he's done this.
Yeah, you have like, even if he didn't, like, he did. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He did, because
he's buried somebody.
Yeah,
and if he hasn't buried somebody, he helped somebody bury somebody. He studied how to bury somebody.
Because of him, because of this song in particular, like, my mind went to many places when I was a kid, and I was like, I know the best way. But like,
we should write a record about it.
And I think I will.
Here's how to peel a banana.
No. My way is actually really quick and simple. Go to like 1,000-year-old, 100, 500, 600-year-old, like where you bury the bodies, like the funeral, whatever, the grave, right? Go to unearth the body, put the body that you just killed in there, close it up. Nobody's gonna check a 600-year-old casket.
Unless that 600-year-old casket starts reeking.
No, don't worry. It's 12 feet underneath the ground.
It's 80 feet deep.
Don't worry about it. I'll put some air fresheners.
Sprinkle some flowers on top.
Potpourri. Nah, but yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Nobody knows nothing.
Here's a small 50.
Nobody knows nothing.
No, I mean, honestly, so what in
my head,
in the record, some of his suggestions, like what way would you go about it from his suggestions?
I mean, definitely like.
I mean, if I had access,
the pumps in the arm, I kind of want to try. So
you're gonna saw the body up?
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, everybody! I'm sorry. Like, remember, this is supposed to be dark and crazy. All right. We're not going to do any of this.
I mean,
this is entertainment.
Hypothetically.
Maybe. I don't know. It depends on, like,
listen,
what's the comment say?
Listen, look.
Would you like and subscribe?
All I'm saying is that there are times in humanity where humans do weird things. You got to ask yourself why. Why do our brains, you know what I mean? Like, in no other species on this earth is like that. I mean, there'll be, like, some apes maybe that are like killed, but they're not gonna be like, okay, she's blonde, she's this height, she's blah blah blah. Like specific.
This one has to die.
Yeah, you know what I mean. She reminds me of this one. Specifics, like
yeah.
Like they're like, oh, this is territory, but we're gonna kill all of you, but this is territory. You know, there's a difference. So it's like, you know, that's what, again, going back to, it's like above his lyrics, above his beats, it's his mind that really intrigues me. And more listening to more of his stuff.
It kind of reminds me of like all of that true crime stuff, right? Like all of those serial killers. It's like
we talked about that the last. Why is it such a big why?
Why is that so fascinating?
Why is it so fascinating for women? That is the main thing, because it's like,
hey, well, I guess it has to do with the fact that, like, I mean, if you're like a targeted audience, right? Like, like this could happen.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. There's something that like kind of like gravitates to maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. There is something weird synopsis there, because it's like look, I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of the women that I've known in my life are obsessed with serial killers or these shows like true crime, like audio books, podcasts.
Hey, it's good to know your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm just saying,
be better prepared in the world and
saying,
have a better eye and ear for this sort of thing.
Look
right?
at the demographics.
I hear what you're saying, man.
You know, so
it is kind of wild.
So, and then of course, then it's us that become the killers.
Yeah,
it's the males that become the killers. So
I ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Well, if we have to,
I'm not even gonna swat at that fly.
What?
They're gonna say, look, he wouldn't even hurt a fly.
But then he's like the killer.
Shout out to Psycho.
Nah, man, for real, it's like it is a fascinating link to why humans like darkness. Why so many, again, a lot of women in my life love Halloween more than like
Christmas or Thanksgiving.
And like for guys, it's like, oh, it's Halloween, great. You know?
I don't know, man. There's something.
They go the whole fucking
like we got
spice and the whole fucking thing.
Trust you me, bro. There are dudes that I think I was just drinking something pumpkin spice.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah, we basic guys.
It's a whole fucking thing. It's like
I hear what you're saying. Like the smell of fall. I forgot the name of her. Schlesinger. Is that her name? There's this comedian. She's hilarious, and she was doing this bit about autumn, right? About fall, and how like women just like they smell fall, and they're like, we gotta go apple picking, we gotta go pumpkin everything, like we gotta do autumn shit, we gotta do fall shit, bro. Let's go. And I get it, dude. Like some people get real hype about certain things. I love Halloween, bro. Like I mean,
I know you're like very much into the whole thing.
I love themes, though.
Yeah, but that's your thing.
I'm a theme guy
because like they don't like.
I mean, here we are doing this show because we're approaching.
But it's not like they're like the same way with Christmas or the same way with like Easter or the same way with like Thanksgiving.
I some people like look. I mean, my people they love Halloween as much as they love Christmas, right?
Again, is it for the events?
I think it's just for like it's a reason to decorate.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's the costumes,
but
it's the vibe.
But it's not specifically because it's Easter. Or specifically because it's Thanksgiving.
Now I do have people. Easter's very important because of the religious.
Yeah. I get that.
Thing, you know. I mean, and I got a daughter. She's ready for that Easter bunny. She get hyped for it.
I mean, I guess in that sense, but I don't know.
So it's a little bit of everying there, right? But like Christmas is like the whole thing. Halloween is the whole thing, right? And Necro is the whole thing too.
It just begs to ask about like. Sorry, this whole like philosophical thing for the last episode.
I know a couple episodes we've been getting deep, man.
But I've always wondered,
or at least we think we're probably basically
when we were just when we were in this phase when we were studying all this stuff. I'm like,
that's what it is, man. Like, is that this is a tap into like an earlier us.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I was knee deep into this Necro shit, that was a different time, man. In my life, I was a different person, different world, man.
You know, it's interesting. Like he was maybe different, but. There's still remnants of that in me.
There's still remnants of that in me too.
Because like a lot of these books here are very graphic and they're war and all that stuff, but there's still an attraction to like.
Oh, of course.
You know, so
I'm dude. Every October I spend that month with. It's a thing that me and my pops do. We try to watch as many horror movies as possible.
Right.
And dude, it's a month-long brain being fed a lot of really crazy shit.
It's. If people judge this album, if people judge this song, they should ask the question why this song or this album is even made and why people flock and listen to this. That's the main question. Like,
and are you taking notes?
Yeah, because there's something in here that
I'm gonna tell you right now. That whole thing about the chipper, taking body through the wood chipper, sprinkling around in your yard.
Yeah.
A couple of days becomes fertilizer. This tracks.
Yeah, I mean, there's
grind you up and put you into the beach.
The teeth.
Oh God! At the end of that, shout out to Snatch once again. That sample is insane. They will go bone. We don't like butts.
We don't cause the problems. We solve the problems.
What happened to your full fingers?
No, but listen, for reals, like. Check it out, just for the sake of checking it out because it's Halloween.
Dude, this is the time. The music video. We haven't even gotten into some of this stuff. I mean, like the music video. One, let's break it down a little bit. It was directed by Tom Busick. That's Real Wolf. Remember Real Wolf? The music videos where they get all these underground heads together and they rap and stuff. It's super dope.
Yeah.
Real Wolf. He directs this video, right? And so the video itself is sort of look, it stars Peter Green. He's this famous villainous cat,
which to me looks like Robert Duvall.
Yeah, he has a lot of Robert Duvall in his style.
It's like a younger Robert Duvall.
Yeah. He's been in like Pulp Fiction. He was the bad guy in The Mask. Shout out to Jim Carrey and his crazy ass.
With his weird self.
Yeah, he all weird and shit. We love you. It's a visualization to the song, and the story follows a killer.
I wait, hold on, real quick. I found it because we're forgetting. I think the comic book aspect to it.
He's big on that shit.
Yeah. So and it fits.
I think I'm gonna bring up a little bit.
It fits with the art, the imagery of.
There's an era of movies and maybe it's like those 20s, like the original monster, like Creature from the Black Lagoon. You know, when you see like the art from that stuff, that sort of what is that? Vaudeville? What is that?
Vaudeville would be like, well, it's more on the funny, like Charlie Chaplin.
Okay, never mind, man. That ain't
like I'm trying.
What is it called though? Like this type of horror art, like when you see like
the 50s.
You know what I'm saying?
The lizard guy.
It's all cartoony and graphic. There's a term, and I've forgotten it. And I feel like an idiot.
I feel like Americana.
But that's not it.
Like
though.
The Frankenstein with.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like all it's that comic booky kind of.
Yeah.
Like Creep Show and Tales from the Crypt, like that stuff.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the show Oddities. Great show.
Yo.
Great show.
But so yeah, you're right. Like during the video, it'll cut to these comic book panels,
which I find to be like one of the most
it's real graphical,
most creative.
Because, it is creative.
Sorry to interrupt with this part, but
this part sucks.
Everybody's like
nobody wants
everybody's like, Chris, you should make a video. You should make a video. And I'm like, yeah. But I mean, what am I gonna do in my video that's different than everybody else's video? Sit on a car and rap with a bunch of my homeboys in the back, because that's what's gonna happen. So
it's gonna be dope.
So what I tried, which I don't. That's why I haven't really made a video, is because I like videos like Tool. I don't know, it's not hip hop.
Yeah, it's all art though.
Yeah, it's more rock, but it has the claymation.
Yeah, so good.
Or like this, where it's like there's animation, there's cartoon, there's the comic book. Because when you have these things, you're unlimited. You can fly. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So to just sit on a car and rap.
So combine them.
You could. That's what Necro did on this.
Because in this video, you see Necro he's got the black hoodie. He's kind of got that Grim Reaper thing.
It fits perfect.
He's rapping a little bit, and then they created this movie with Peter Green, right? Where basically
he's doing everything, cutting up the body.
Yeah. So everything that Necro raps about, right? So it says the story follows a killer as he tries to get rid of a body and cover up the evidence. However, he runs into several obstacles along the way. It opens with this animated comic book still, similar to the ones you would find in horror films such as Creepshow, right? Necro in a black hoodie raps over red filters while the video begins leading us up to this bathroom where Peter has murdered someone.
He's drenched with blood.
He's covered in blood. Yeah. Body is in the tub. Peter covered in blood, as is everything.
The walls.
Yeah, dude, it's like helter skelter. Yeah. It's crazy. You can see him hacksawing up this body. While he's looking himself in the mirror, he's trying to wash his hands and his face from all the blood. He's laughing kind of maniacally and shit. He's later seen heading out of the house with several black trash bags of cut up body remains. The video continues on like this, with Necro rapping in the street and certain scenes being further depicted in the Creepshow comic book panel style. He gets pulled over by a police officer who I think is Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, I want to say it is.
You know what I'm saying? And if it isn't Mr. Hyde, it might be somebody from nonfiction.
It has to be somebody from nonfiction.
It's definitely
in that family. In that family.
I think it's Mr. Hyde, bro, because I met Mr. Hyde and it looked like him, man.
But,
I might be wrong.
They kind of all look.
Don't they all?
Well, they're all white.
He gets pulled over by a white police officer. And when the cop discovers the cut up body in his trunk, Peter beats him unconscious with a crowbar, bro. Yeah. And then throws him into the trunk. So then the video leads us back up to the killer's apartment, where he's watching the news, where reporters are talking about two bodies being discovered, one being a local officer and no prime suspects in the case. Peter sits there watching the screen, sadistically grinning. The video ends with this black screen and a quote from Mark Twain. The joy of killing, the joy of seeing killing done. These are traits of the human race at large.
You know, that ties into
everything we've been talking about.
Yeah, because it's like I listen to this historical podcast, Mad Props and Dan Carlin out there. But anyways, there's this the art of pain attainment. Pain attainment.
I like it.
So like, take Rome, right? The gladiators.
Yeah,
right?
Colosseum shit.
And take the youth and the kids in Rome at that time who would go out and be like, yeah, are you going to watch the executions? Yeah, let me go buy some peanuts. Let's go. That was a family gathering, a family outing.
So crazy.
Like in the 1950s, you would take your kids to go watch Disney all dressed up. This is going to watch
mutilation.
Not just mutilation, but
murder.
Not just murder, but there is accounts where women were raped to death by animals.
Man, what the fuck?
This is what they would take, and kids were like, yeah.
Wow.
This is why
we were a society that were burning people at stakes at one point because they were magic.
So again, and we're not too far from it right now with the atomic bomb. So it's like, what about us? Why is the Necro fascinating? Why are we doing this to begin with? Why all these Jack the Ripper, Dahmer, everybody knows these names. Why? There's something innate in us that's like, there's a connection there. So before you judge any of this,
yeah,
you know, that's what I'm saying. Look into yourself, look into everybody else, and look into history, and be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't judge.
I'm with him, man. I think that there's a little Necro in everybody, man. We all have. I mean, I always use this example, and I think I've said it on the show before. But like, you know, someone cuts you off, you're like, I could just kill that guy.
And at that moment, if he was in front of you, who knows?
I could kill that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, 10 minutes later, you're like, oh shit. But like
a stranger walks up to you and just spontaneously slaps you in the face.
What are you gonna do?
What kind of person are you gonna be?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
are you gonna look baffled, or are you gonna what happens
at that moment?
Yeah, like, there's a little something in all of us, man. It's just, hey, look, even the Mafia slips. All right, so check it out, man. I mean, I think we kind of like, we didn't actually recite any of the lyrics themselves,
but it might be too graphic to recite.
I'm telling you, this show, we're not getting monetized today.
Do a bar.
You want me to do one bar? Let me just randomly pull a bar up here. There's more choices to choose, kid. Bury the corpse in the ground, bury it at sea, or the pieces get distributed. When using the ground, a shallow grave isn't allowed because the corpse will be found when the stench of it lingers out. Make sure it's 6 feet deep or more. Construction sites work in fermented in what's cemented, suspended beneath the floor. Using the sea has its potential sequentially. The sea destroys all evidence eventually, but make sure that you tie a weight to the body to keep it from floating around and being discovered by mistake. Drop it as far from shore as possible. Otherwise, it will pop up at low tide or be seen by some fishermen's opticals. Distributing body parts is riveting. I explained it in verse 1. Forgive me if I begin again. A wood chipper turns a corpse into chopped meat. Spread it all over your grass, then water it down properly. Within a few days, the cadaver's fertilizer. Your advisors taught you ways of covering up murders. Why is it? Come on, dog. I gotta, like, I don't know. Like, he gets,
but you know what though?
Crazy.
You know what though?
That was the innocent piece.
There's a line that I remember from somebody. I slit wrists
of victims.
How does that go?
So I did this one joint, and I don't even know if I had heard Necro yet, because this is like me. Like, I was like this, man. I slit wrists of victims. Politic, critic, gifted, rich, and sadistic.
My favorite dishes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if where that steps in. Yeah, no. I think it's before that though.
Yeah. That was vicious.
Yeah. I'm escaping the myths. I'm making the hits. My favorite dish is made from the ribs of different babies and kids. Delicious.
Hell's vicious.
I slit wrists of victims. Like, yeah, dog. I was. Yo. Man. Says the guy who's like,
say nothing. Say less. Say less.
The dogs.
Say less.
And the trees.
Say less. I love my dog.
And the ropes.
I got the ropes right there.
Oh shit! You're right behind me. Look behind you, man.
Nah, but don't worry about it. It's a different Chris a long time ago.
Different Johnny from a long time ago, bro.
Here's the 50.
Nobody, you know nothing, man. Nothing, dog. Let me get to these games, bro. We got to get to these games, man. We're at the spot again. Like these shows, we just going on one right now. So let's start off with welcome to the games, everybody. So singles only. Aside from the record Dead by the Disposal, what other single B-side off Gory Days? Like independent artists, every song is a fucking single. The guy's got hundreds of singles. So we're gonna keep it in Gory Days here, okay? Which one is your favorite by Necro and why? So here's the singles and B-sides from Gory Days. We got Morbid, Bury You with Satan, Into the Clip, We're Living in the World Gone Mad.
I like Morbid.
Morbid is the jam.
I like Morbid a lot.
That beat.
Yeah, that beat.
And that hook
in particular. Yeah. And like his flow on that one too. Like, yeah, no, I got Morbid on that.
Morbid's on that, man. I mean, a lot of people love that Bury You with Satan. I'm a World Gone Mad guy.
There you go. See,
we're living in a world gone mad. A crazy world where death is a way of life. It's crazy. But Morbid is the joint, though.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, like Mordred, like, shout out to like all that shit. Yeah. As far as the deep cuts go, okay. Besides songs garnered chart positions or music videos, so it's the rest of the album. What is your favorite record off of Gory Days? So we got Light My Fire, Circle of Tyrants, You're All Fucking Dying, All Hotties, Eat the Jizz. We got Scalpel, 12 King Pimp Commandments, Gory Days, Poetry in the Streets, with Ill Bill, Don't Try to Ruin It, One Way or Another.
I like
it's all violence and sexist.
Honestly, like,
Magical.
Come on, baby, light my fire. That's like my thing. But You're All Dying, I like a lot.
No, You're All Dying is cool.
I have a song that's like, you gonna die, he gonna die, we all gonna die.
I mean, from what's left here, that's the one, right? Light My Fire is the fucking shit, dude. It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even just explain what he's making some of these people do in the song.
Well, you got to listen to it, man. That's the best.
Yeah. And if you hold back a gasp with bated breath, we warned you at first. And shout out to me and Mariah, right? Verses. Pitting songs against each other or declaring one better than the other, not necessarily always songs. We're going to start off with some of Necro's other groups. So he had a group, Circle of Tyrants, with Mr. Hyde, Gore-Tex, Ill Bill, right? Circle of Tyrants versus the Godfathers, which was Necro and Kool G Rap. Godfathers,
Kool G Rap, man. Especially, there's like the other heads, like what's his name? Mr. Hyde. I've heard them before with Necro, but like Necro, Kool G Rap.
That was a dope concept, and they got a bunch of stuff, man.
They sound good together.
They do sound good together, and I think also there's a balance there that kind of brings Kool G's like darker elements out, and it softens. Necroness. Like, I think that they complement each other in that way.
I think it's a good balance between them. I did hear that song a couple times, but at the same time, though,
dude, I don't know, man. On Circle of Tyrants, that song "Theater Creeps," that's like it's my record.
That's on point. So both of them are pretty good. But just because it's Kool G Rap, I haven't heard Kool G Rap with Necro. They sound really good. I'm surprised.
If you haven't heard the whole thing, man, you should check it out. Okay. Shout out to the Godfathers, man. All right. We're going to go through psychological. So we got Necro versus Mr. Hyde, Ill Bill, Sabat Red, Gore-Tex, Q Unique of the Arsonist, Nems, Fuck Your Life.
So Nems is a new addition to
Coney Island.
Yeah, and I really dig Nems a lot.
Don't ever disrespect me.
Yeah, I really don't. Looking like this and looking like that. No,
he's hilarious.
But I do... yo, that he's got this
Ding dong.
It's like it's like you gotta fit like 10 glizzies in your mouth, which is hot dogs.
Yeah.
And the girl's fitting, and he's like, fit him. He's like, oh. But no. So I
his online game.
I fucks with M's a lot because of this recent TikTok thing and listening to him. Yeah. But because of his recentness. But if you're talking about like the other ones, then I gotta go with Sabak Red.
Woo! Over Ill Bill.
Yeah, man. Sabak Red. Sabak Red.
I know Sabak Red is your guy. Look, and that album is.
And Ill Bill's. I mean,
shit.
Yeah, man. But
poor Gore-Tex getting like
left
behind here.
Will always be Vinny.
Vinny is super dope.
That's my guy.
I like Vinny. And what about Apathy?
I like Apathy, but my ex got hit on by him.
These are all white rappers.
My ex, he sent his dick pic to my ex.
That's something that Apathy would do.
Yeah, so I'm fucking.
Shame on you, Apathy.
Yeah, but anyways, no,
he's dope.
But yeah, I do like him as an MC. I really do.
He sounds like a real piece of shit. Yo, I love Apathy, man. All right, I got you. All right, so let's keep it in that sort of realm. All right, so MC Search,
keep going.
LP, or the Beastie Boys. Is there any argument here?
I mean, there is an argument.
There's an argument for LP. Oh man, and MC Search too, dog. But Beastie Boys.
So like Beastie Boys.
If we're talking legacy, it has to be Beastie Boys.
Oh, we're talking legacy, but I'm just saying it's like, okay, who would I rather listen to? Okay, so I would rather listen to MC Search.
Like as third base or his solo?
Well, preferably more with third base.
Mr. 116, I like the Cactus album.
Yeah, but I can do his solo stuff too. Beastie Boys, I love them for what they stand. I love them for what they are. But I can't get down with a whole bunch of their music, like their sound. I can't really get down with that.
Damn.
Obnoxious yell. You know what I mean? Yeah. But don't get me wrong.
Dude, I love Sabotage.
And
what you want?
And that Intergalactic Plan, man, classics.
Man.
But man, classics, those aren't even classics compared to like,
Paul Revere.
Paul Revere is a great one.
Fight for Your Right to Party.
But see, this is where it starts losing. You see what I'm saying?
That rock and roll stuff?
Not so much rock and roll stuff, but the whole like, all right.
They are kind of whiny on that.
Yeah.
But they're like Jewish frat boys.
Yeah, but it's just like, again, Eminem, his voice, their sound. Okay. Third base, I like them because.
So then, if we're doing that, LP is sick with it.
No, I'm not a big fan of LP like that. I like third.
He's a little too abstract, whereas MC Search is a little more direct.
It's not so much direct, which he is, but rugged. Third base is more like rugged. They're really rugged. You know what I mean?
I can hear that.
Everybody else is cool and everything like that, but
so you're going MC Search on that?
I'm going MC Search.
That's tough.
On the ruggedness, because of the ruggedness.
Shout out to MC Search, man. Yo, I mean, look.
But at the same time, I'm like, I would rather have him on third base than just MC Search.
No, I hear you, because P Nice.
P Nice is my favorite.
You want to talk about like a New Yorker white guy?
Yeah.
He sounds like people that we know.
And he's doing he's the curator of the Hip Hop Museum, from my knowledge, in the Bronx. So mad props to him.
Yo, shout out to P Nice, man. That's super dope, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dead Body Disposal is a song that is an instruction manual, right?
Yeah.
So how about some other instruction manual records? We got Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments, which I would say is like the godfather of this shit. Redman's How to Roll a Blunt. Classified, like, you're going to sleep on his next two because you probably haven't really heard him as much, but Classified, Beating It, where he's going to show you how to make a beat. versus Injury Reserve's rap song tutorial, which teaches you how to make a rap song. And what's funny about that record is it feels like hard jab to all these internet rappers. Like, there's...
Okay, so I'll be honest, I haven't heard those two last ones.
So it's between How to Roll a Blunt versus 10 Crack Commandments.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like, I'm a big Blazer, and I love Method Man, and I love the whole thing, but I'm not a big fan of Redman.
I'll never understand it.
You know, I would
Redman is one of the jokes. So, well, of all of these, of all of these, I think the cleverest one is Classified's Beat, because I had never heard anybody do what he did on this.
I have to hear those.
Yo, so what he does is, like, when he's rapping, he's showing you how to make a beat. And, like, he's like rapping about, like, finding the sample and finding a loop, and then, like, he takes a break.
Yeah, I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear it.
And by the time it's done, he's got this beat that he's rapping to, and it's just done very, very well.
Yeah, it sounds really...
Shout out to Classified for beating it. That's like one of my... I love that record. That's a great hip-hop record. But Biggie's 10 Crack Commandments, 10 Crack Commandments is the first time I ever heard something like this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's again more rugged.
And he's teaching you how to, sell crack. Yeah. You know, like you go hardcore, and there's some shit that he actually did. You know.
But again, F Diddy in his diddler ways.
Yeah, yes. If we're the only beating it we're doing, it's Classified. Tales from the Crypt versus Creep Show, man. So basically, TV show versus movie. Dude, I'll tell you what, Creep Show was like the very first horror movie I saw, like when I was too young to see it, and I shouldn't have seen it. And it had me fucked up.
You know what's funny?
Which one?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That's so funny, man, because I just saw another preview for that, and I was like, I never saw it.
I heard them what?
I was like, I need to see it because it's like
you gotta watch
ridiculous.
Because I don't know if they have a movie, but you gotta watch
the original.
And I heard them making a video about it.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
What's up with that, man? I want to check that out.
Yeah, I want to play that game.
Yeah, I want to play that shit.
Those clowns were crazy scary, man.
As a kid, I could see where that would
5 years old.
Yeah,
5 years old.
Yeah, because they're fucked up.
I barely knew English.
So let me ask the look alone was enough.
Yeah.
Did you develop a phobia from clowns after that?
No.
Well, my sister. Shout out to my sister. She loved clowns. In the comment section, post pictures of scary clowns for my sister.
I love Joker. So.
Oh yeah, Joker's dope though.
So no, it actually brought me closer to the whole John Wayne Gacy.
Oh yeah, sure.
Kind of like it. Yeah, it. Even though it was horrible, I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? What about? Did you ever read the book?
The books are always better, but I haven't. I know right off the bat.
It's Stephen King.
Yeah, it's gonna be better. Like I had Gerald's Game somewhere, and that's.
Yo, I haven't seen that movie yet, but I kind of want to see it.
Yeah,
Did you see it?
I read the book.
It's sadistic. The story.
I know the
story.
Like,
fuck,
man.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I would go with
Tales from the Crypt. Yo, I mean, there's definitely like nostalgia. That was something that me and my pops were watching when I was like little.
You forgot one. I mean, even though it might not be, are you afraid of the dark?
Oh man, Are You Afraid of the Dark fits perfectly with this.
That beats everything.
Yo, there was a time.
Beats everything.
What was the one with the monkey paw?
That was.
I think it was called Monkey's Paw, maybe.
But it originally was a Twilight Zone.
That's a real story. Yeah, that's an old tale.
But they
did one, and it was like their parents.
Yeah. That and the book
with the little light.
The book Scary Stories.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps was a little too.
I mean, when I was little.
Yeah, it was like more for my brother's age.
Okay, fine.
But Scary Stories.
Yeah, I remember Scary Stories. We read those, man. I would like we spend the night and like we read these books with each other. Yeah. Yo, the spider in the cheek joint. Whoa, that is like some memory unlocked shit. I have not thought about that in ages, bro.
I was so weird.
Wow. You'd be like in your mouth and stuff, man, like coming out of you. Yeah, shout out to spiders.
Arachnophobia.
Hey, man, it's if you haven't seen it recently.
Last time I saw it was like 5 years ago.
It didn't age that great. Like some of the characters are really so goofy. He's fucking goof in the movie, man. He's a goof.
But no, it's a great movie.
It is a really good.
Shit. Like,
yo. Now, in the vein of horror movies, let's get into the subgenres. So, what's the better horror movie? Slasher film, psychological thriller, found footage like Blair Witch or whatever. The supernatural horror, the religious horror, apocalyptic, the movie monster, or like the kaiju, the gigantic movie.
Psychological and religious.
Yeah.
So I'm not a slasher person. I'm not an effects person.
So like Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm. And maybe like
The Omen,
Emily's
Exorcist.
No, it's whatever. It's like Emily's
Rosemary's Baby.
No, Emily's something.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that. I wasn't like very.
I legit just quoted Psycho on the show.
Psycho. Okay, that's.
But that would go into psychological thriller.
But like Jason and Freddy Krueger.
Dude, I love them. See, so my thing is that they were in my life at the right time. I was the right age, and I had enough friends who were into it enough, and my dad was into it, so like we would watch these things, man. And I was all about that.
You know
special effects thing.
You know who I did like?
What's your guys in Super Crazy?
Poltergeist. You know who I did like? Candy.
He was dope with the bees. Oh, come through.
Yeah. No, and then there was this one. It wasn't. Yeah.
And that dope ass instrumental. I
know.
Yo,
it was like looking for that instrumental, man. Like the other day, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Anyways, I do. There's like a funny movie that's sort of like ghosts. It's called Frail. Not Frailty. That's a great
movie. That's also like Frighteners. I remember Frighteners.
With Michael J. Fox.
Yo.
No, but Frailty.
Yeah, y'all should see Frailty.
That's a psychological.
That's a good psychological thrill. So I'm gonna sit here and say this. The found footage thing has its pockets. The supernatural thing gets a little crazy.
No, it's completely.
I do like the classic movie monsters, the Wolfman, the Mummy, like the Invisible Man. I like those. The kaiju films are not horror movies in my opinion. Same with like the sci-fi horror movie, like the aliens and the predators are not.
That's reality because we're getting.
That's right. Yeah. We're on our way. We're on our way. But no. Of these, you were like you're not big on special effects, right? So, I mean, as a slasher film fan, like that's like kind of the thing. It's like how real can you make it look, right? Art and design is phenomenal, particularly when you like start hearing about if you do like the behind the scenes stuff. Hearing how some of these people who had no tech come up with things.
Well, I mean, this is
like the thing.
But this isn't just. I mean, this is Star Wars. This is like.
I hear what you're saying, and then so what do you have?
No,
what gets represented in special effects in horror movies though is the supernatural, right? Like anything with ghosts in it, right? Yeah. But even like that, look at The Exorcist, like where she's like her head's twisting around and stuff. Those are effects.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's where I'm.
The animatronics and stuff.
It loses me because it becomes campy to me. Like,
well, there's a place for that. There's a place for camping. Some of them are like, what was Zombiever? Come on.
But look.
That was a ridiculous movie.
For example, Poltergeist, right? You remember at the very end where they're like, it's raining and like they're in the pool.
Oh my God, and the bodies come up out of the water.
But those are real bodies.
Yeah.
So like that's where it's like
awesome effects. But you like practical effects.
Yeah, that.
I love practical.
Or just like where it gets your mind. You know what I mean? Like, look, for instance,
psychological.
Man, like
shout out to psychological.
People like the show Dama, right?
Yeah,
people love the show. Yeah, everybody talks, and yet still have to see it. But what I love was Mindhunter.
Dog, I mean, whoever did the casting for that.
Well, they
deserve it.
It's a true story.
Yeah,
and it's not about the killers
or the killings rather.
It's about people studying the mind. The first time that the mind is studied. So this is where I'm at. I'm like,
the first time the term serial killer was
that's where I'm like, okay, that's what intrigues me as opposed to like just a lot of blood all the time. Because I
like both.
In a lot of these, you know what it is? It becomes predictable.
Well,
that's what it is.
Okay, so I just saw this movie, Choose or Die, and it's like a video game, Would You Rather, kind of thing. It's a supernatural, tech horror film on Netflix or whatever, and it was awful. It was awful. Sorry, I mean, like, we're not being.
But see,
But like, a big part of the problem is like when they try to do like some jump scare.
It's predictable.
You're like, here it comes.
Yeah. See now, Cube was.
See, that's also because there's a game there. There's a psychological element to it, and there's also the creativity of it.
And a lot of people wouldn't like Cube because they're like, "What the fuck is this? So boring."
My dad fell asleep during it. I thought it was so good.
But yeah, it's like it touches you. If you're that type of person, it'll touch your brain and make you, ask more questions about it and so on and so forth. There's this other one called The Platform.
I never saw The Platform.
And then there's this other one called The Interview.
I never saw The Interview.
Ooh, because The Interview is like the
I saw Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, that's great too.
That's a great movie.
Now see like
Halloween theme. Hey man, watch Interview with the Vampire. That movie's just a good movie. That's just a good movie.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
And Frankenstein Interview with the Vampire. Those are like my.
Yo.
Edgar Allan Poe with my rap.
Edgar Allan Poe and mine.
Once upon a I mean, come on.
You spitting bars.
Come on.
And the concepts?
Yeah, the concepts.
The wall, like the
Castle Montreal.
Oh my God, the Castle. We were gonna make a song when we were like doing it. Like I got the bars somewhere. We were gonna make that record and make like a modern operatic.
We need like people to play the harpsichord.
Yeah, we need the music.
We do, because it's gonna be epic. But yeah, we're gonna take it. That's the whole thing. Yeah, but that's the type of horror I like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But going back to Necro. It's Necro kind of fits into the horror that I like too, because it's
like gory and violent, ultra violent,
but it's
shocking.
For me, it's
with something like Dead Body Disposal, and there's other records too. Like I mean, Gory Days is like more of like it's almost like primitive Necro because he evolved. Yeah. He as a character evolves too.
What is it? The second album?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, come on. Second album.
It was the fastest selling album for him, but like, yeah, I mean, think of like when you look at the Godfathers, like he does evolve out of this quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he's always still Necro. The same way Too Short is always still pimping, but he raps about other things.
Yeah, I mean, it can be said for everybody.
Yeah, we have the philosophy.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
It is what it is, man. But I do like the song. I do give it a 5 thumbs up. Alright, because it's damn, man. How do you know these things?
I'm hacking all 5 fingers off.
And how do you rap about these things? You know,
so confidently.
Yeah, man. No, I really.
I love that bar where he's just like, listen to your advisor. Like I'm advising you.
Yeah, man. No, just his lyrical approach. Teacher. Lyrical approach to this and definitely
twists and stuff.
Check the song out.
Yeah. It's October. Now's the time to listen to Necro and throw on a little Dead Body Disposal. If you haven't seen the music video, definitely check it out.
Yeah, man. The young Robert Duvall.
No, shout out to Peter Green, man. Don't be giving the shade on Peter Green like that.
No, I don't know Peter Green. I know Robert Duvall.
Yo, he's great.
Hey, yeah. Nobody beats the guy.
And nobody beats this. And all hotties eat the kids. According to Necro. Fam, this is it, man. We are at 123, dog. Like, this is it. I have no idea if this is glitching out or not. Like, we're probably like just. We gotta go. It is late, man. I gotta get back.
We gotta go. Yeah, man. For real, check this out, man. All the streaming sites, Christian Coverage, Bugs, Rappers Corner, Remember the Record, everything from iTunes to fucking. Audible to whatever, everything and everything. Not Audible, so everything.
Your Spotify, your Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube,
the internet. That's all.
Catch us on the internet, y'all. We're gonna see you out there. All right, we out here, we gone. Don't
get your bags stolen.
Don't run up the stairs when they're coming for you, man. Yeah, make sure you use the Lysol spray on your bag. All right, peace. Small fit.
Let's talk about Dead Body Disposal. Strip yourself new so you don't get blood on your new shirt. Dead body disposal, for those that don't know what to do after you blow the kill. Dead body.